Okay, Rita. We talked at another time about a rather remarkable vision improvement that you had, but you had another one regarding hearing. You had the complete loss of hearing in your right ear. Yeah,
Yes, I did.
and that was about what 9, 10 months ago, something like that.
It was actually last April.
Well, describe that. You were like, I think you were out in your garden, and all of a sudden it was like a pop or something. And talk about it.
I was sitting there trying to plant, and all of a sudden I hear this loud pop, and my hearing on my right ear was gone. And I thought, well, that's really strange. What did I do?
Yeah, and it stayed that way for like 3 days.
Yes,
You could hear zero in that
zero,
ear. Okay.
nothing.
Now, I'm sort of summarizing along, so, but you've had experience with optimal EFT, the unseen therapist, and so on, and you recognize this probably has a cause, probably an emotional cause someplace. Okay,
Yes. Hmm.
and so you were going to invite unseen therapists but before you invited the unseen therapist, because of your experience, you thought, I think I know the cause. Huh?
Yes.
So tell us what you thought the cause might have been.
Basically, I thought it would be because of the fact that I heard nothing but bad news for the past week. That would be the cause.
Through your phone in the right ear, by the way.
Correct. Yes,
Yeah,
because
okay.
I'm a righty.
Yeah, okay. So bad news, like you lost two very dear friends, and your sister was having bouts with cancer.
Correct.
All that news came to you within something like 5 days of the day the pop and
Yeah.
the okay.
One after another.
Okay. And so you're dealing with the grief of it, you're dealing with the despondency of it, it kind of consumes you. I mean, these are things we talked about before we had this recording, okay?
Yes.
And so, as we often find happen, unresolved emotional stuff kicks around and shows up physically. In this case, saying to you, you conclude, we don't want to hear bad news anymore, so I'm going to shut my right ear down, because that's where the bad news comes from. Okay.
Right.
Now, that may not be the kind of thing we say to ourselves or even are aware of to ourselves at the moment. It is the kind of thing we start to see after we have some experience with doing EFT properly, unseen therapists, and so on. So anyway, there you were for 3 days without this, and this occurs to you. So so you have an unseen therapist session. Tell me what happened.
Well, basically, it was frustrating because I couldn't hear out of my right ear, and that's my dominant ear.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, you know what? I'm just going to sit down, put some time aside, sit down, and summon the unseen therapist to help me with this issue.
Okay.
And that's exactly what I did.
But if I have it right, what you aimed at wasn't necessarily the hearing problem. You were aiming at the emotional resolution having to do with your sister, your dear friends, and so on.
A loss, yes.
Okay. So apparently you get some resolution on that. Now, do you know you got resolution on that? Did you test the resolution of the emotional issues afterwards or not?
Yes, I did.
How did you do that?
I tried to recall how I felt when I heard all the news, the bad news, and it's still there, but it's not as painful as it was.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a certain normal level of all of this. I mean, this is not the best news we have, and we don't necessarily just say, "Oh, well, it doesn't. Who cares?"
No, it's not like that.
No. So we still have some normal residual, but you didn't get resolution on your hearing right away, did you?
No. So I thought, okay, then I guess I need to have another session. So I went to bed, woke up the next day, made myself some coffee, and my ear went pop, just like that. And I was like, well, that's strange. And then I could hear.
You could hear normally again.
Oh, yes.
Normally. Okay. Now, thank you for that, Rita, because that brings up one of the so we call it mysteries or things about the unseen therapist. She works in ways that don't necessarily fit into our belief systems. Okay, we tend to think, oh well, if she's fixed this, then the other thing should go like that. But she knows, she's wiser. She knows that some things need to take time for whatever reason. Some things need to be delayed for some things even need to stay where they are until other things happen. These are stuff we don't really know. So just because people listening in, just because something doesn't seem to happen immediately in the physical, sure, do what Rita would conclude, and that is, well, maybe we need another session. Maybe we need to put more on the table for the unseen therapist. Maybe we need to look at things that may be hidden. Maybe we just need to wait. So, but nonetheless, in your case, we had shall we call it the impossible thing?
Yes.
Because how else would you take complete deafness and turn it around like that?
Right.
So, all right.
It's unexplainable.
Well, I think we explain it, but it's unexplainable by conventional means. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Rita, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
My pleasure.
All right.